POC Network here, and we got another unboxing, this time coming from the company OWC. And if you're not familiar with them, that stands for Other World Computing. And you can check out all their neat products. They have all sorts of stuff for computer enthusiasts. You have hubs, you have adapters, you have hard drive docks and bays, and the Pro Minis, the USB SSD drives, and so forth. And they're pretty big. They got all sorts of great stuff, and you should check them out. They're at macsales.com. And of course, once you're done watching this, you're going to want to go to pocnetwork.net and see what we have to say about these. But what we're going to do today is we're going to pop these open. We're going to show you what's inside, and then we'll kind of push you over to the website for all the other stuff, because you don't want to hear any of the boring details. You just want to see what's inside. Hurry it up. Jeez. Talk too much. So, okay, we got two different devices here. Let me just throw it around here. As I said, the SSD thumb drive. What this is called the Envoy Pro Mini. And this is a 120 gigabyte SSD thumb drive, USB thumb drive. 120 gigs. Lots of space, super fast. So not your average thumb drive. Your typical drive this big, 120, 128, 250, 240, whatnot. Usually you're looking at around 90 megabytes per second, excuse me, where this is going to give you a little bit more. This is actually up to 427 megabytes per second. Kind of reminds me of another thumb drive we covered recently in the past. Search it. Go to the website. Check that one out too. That was good. But today it's all about OWC. So what's inside? Wow, that was easy. There it is. There's the thumb drive. You also have some instructions right here. Drive guide formatting utility, so you can format it between PC, Mac, and so forth. The device itself is actually kind of cool. It's real plain in style. We'll get back to that though. You have a small lanyard with a little detaching clip. You have a USB extension cable. Looks like about 10 inches or so, in case you want it to be of some distance from your computer for whatever reason. And getting back to the drive. The drive, plain, like I said, it looks like just like this chunk of aluminum. It's silver aluminum, brushed metal kind of design, or brushed nickel, I would say, kind of a design, but it's aluminum. It's got a little weight to it too, so it kind of has some oomph to it. The actual, the nub thing, the stub, however you want to refer to it, that comes out the back here. It's also part of the case, looks like. It's part of half the case, casing to it, so it's gonna give you a nice sturdy kind of secure kind of fitting for it to hook the lanyard to. And now for the cap. There's not really much to a USB drive, I guess. That's why we're doing both these in one video. That's it. There's your USB drive. So congratulations, you now know what's inside the box for the OWC Envoy Pro Mini 120 gig thumb drive. And the purpose of this, it's fast. It's USB transfers for when you're on the go. That is super fast and is going to get you going, you know, so you're not having to wait for that stupid little wait time or that little loading, copying, progression bar, and so forth. All right, going on to the cooler thing, the bigger thing. Actually, that's pretty cool, so I can't really say cooler thing, but something that you could have along with it if you kind of run around with a laptop that has a USB-C port on it. This is a USB-C dock, and this is a complete connectivity solution for your USB-C, darn it, equipped Mac or PC. Reading upside down, but not perfect. So it's a dock. So if you have USB-C PC, I'll give you, or Mac, I'll give you one example. Surface Books, new Surface laptops. I'm pretty sure those, yeah, USB Type-Cs. Yeah, all right. And the really thin Mac notebook has pretty much only one USB-C port. And thank you, Apple, for doing that. We've complained so many times in the past. Me personally, I am very well known for hating on Mac for that, because they're so proprietary. You know, it's just, you gotta have Mac this, Mac that, Mac this, Mac that, where everybody else is going into the, you know, it's always going into the direction of USB. Thank you, Mac, for putting USB-C instead of Lightning, which is exactly the same thing pretty much for the most part, except kind of one version is the NE version of the other, or kind of like inside out. Anyways, this is the dock that goes to that, and it allows you to add ports and all sorts of goodies to that laptop, so that your little Mac, awesome thin Mac, isn't completely useless because it has just one charging port and nothing else. So on this, you have 3 USB 3.1 Gen 1 standard A, so Type A ports. You have 1 USB 3.0 Gen 1 Type C port. Actually, you have 2, I believe, but we'll get to that. And that is for on the upstream end, you can connect it to this port, yada, 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 yada. So Gigabyte Ethernet port, you have a USB 3.1 Gen 1 Type C computer link. So that one is to connect the dock to your computer. So you only have one input and one that goes into the computer. You have an HDMI port, so you can connect a display. It is a 1.4B HDMI port, so it's not 2.0, so you can't pass 4K through it. And you have a, well, DC in for power. So let's see what we were just talking about. Get rid of that. Here it is. And actually there's more to it, which wasn't covered on it. Oh, it's on the other side. Well, we'll first start with the back. On the back, it's actually got some weight to it. It's got a silver design, or silver outer design, and the top and bottom are black, kind of plastic versus aluminum. You have the 3 USB Type A ports. You have the Type C for USB 3.1. You have your Gigabit Ethernet. Oh my gosh, I'm tripping on myself here. And then you have your other USB Type 3, which goes to your laptop, notebook, Mac, Apple, Mac, Apple, PC, whatever. HDMI for your display, and then that's to plug it in, because you got to power this baby up. It's not just plug and play and you're ready to go without any external power. Please remove plastic film. On the front, you have an audio in, or out, really, headphone jack, excuse me, where you plug in your headphones so you can kind of now have an audio port for your computer in case you don't have one on the side, which I can't remember if the Mac does by default or not. Nope, don't have an answer immediately. Look it up. You have a high-powered charging port right here. This is for charging phones and tablets and things like that, so you can get a quick charge out of it. And SD card slot. So, you know, if you have a memory card, you shove that in there and access all of your pictures. So literally, it turns your notebook into a grand book with all sorts of fun connectivity. So you're not limited to just that one little port or a couple little ports and so forth. So going further into this box, you have a IEC cable, or what most people call a universal power connector, UPC, which is not really the official term. But we won't nerd out about that at the moment. We have the power brick and the actual AC connection that goes into the hub, and then the IEC cable comes out and into the wall. And then you have your USB Type-C to Type-C connector for your device, for connecting it to the OWC hub. So this goes, one end goes to your notebook, and the other one goes right into the computer input or link in the hub right there. And bam, now you have connectivity. You are no longer stranded in the desert with no water, no food, no nothing, but just this goofy little port that doesn't do you much, except for give you a little bit of juice. So there you have it. Internet, audio, display options, hard drive connectivity, thumb drives, mice, keyboards, etc. for USB, whatever you want to use those for. All of that in one little hub from OWC, Otherworld Computing, at MacSales.com. And of course, you can go check us out at POCnetwork.net and go see what we have to say about it, because we're going to plug it in and we're going to see if it works. Well, I'm sure it works, but we're going to make sure it works, because you don't want it to be broken. I don't know where I was going with that. But we're going to plug it in, we're going to check it out, we're going to see what it can do, you know, transfer speed, so forth, make sure everything is up to par with today's modern technology. And of course, we're going to play with the thumb drive. That is, of course, if they can find it. They might have an empty box that's now gone. So, POCnetwork.net, and thank you for watching. See you next time. If you want to stay on top of all the latest and greatest, and or at least the gadgets we cover, remember to subscribe right here. Subscription button. Click it. You're going to want to. There's lots of videos, interviews, previews, all sorts of stuff. Button. Click it.